So today we have the Val Stone with us. Val, thanks for doing this, by the way.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about who Val is and what your background was before you came into real estate.
Yeah, so before real estate, I still am, but I am a licensed doctor of physical therapy. So my whole job prior to real estate was going to school, going to med school, getting into the healthcare industry. And I was there for about...
Excuse me one second.
Yeah.
Did you say doctor?
Yes, I am doctor. You can call me Dr. Stone if you want.
Dr. Stone.
But I mean, it's a little formal. So I went to medical school. I worked as a PT for a couple of years, and I just found out that it wasn't really for me. I mean, the 9 to 5, which really turned into much longer than 9 to 5, was just pretty daunting, and just the productivity standards of the healthcare industry were not super realistic, and felt like my potential wasn't being used to its, highest value, I guess. I don't know. So I left and I came to real estate, and it was the best decision ever.
Love it. Okay. So what attracted you to real estate over your previous career choice?
Right. Well, so my fiance Uriah is a realtor as well, and he started a year before me. And so as soon as he started, I just saw the freedom of his schedule and all the great relationships he was getting to cultivate. And I was like, you know what, I, to an extent, get to meet a lot of people. I was working with a lot of patients, got to meet great people, but again, that schedule was just daunting. So I saw just that autonomy that he had, and I was like, you know what, I could absolutely do that, and I'd be really good at it, not to toot my own horn. But so that was all I needed to really just take that leap. It was a huge risk for me. I'm very much a comfort zone person. So to leave a steady income and a job that I went to school for forever, it was hard, but it's been so worth it thus far.
So you've been in real estate now how long?
Let's back up. So I got my license a year and a half ago, but I was still at my old job. You and I had met already. I technically worked here, but I couldn't leave my old job just yet. So truthfully, I just started full-time February.
Yeah. So what, 6 months, 7 months now in the business?
Yeah.
And what's the first 6 or 7 months been like for you so far?
Starting off, I was in that frenzy, like you've said, and I'll be completely honest with you, that was a little bit more comfortable to me, that fast pace, than this more stable market we're moving into now. I know that probably sounds totally opposite for someone who's been in the business for forever, but I liked that fast pace. I liked that there was kind of external pressure on buyers in particular, because now people get to take their time. And I'm like, no, let's move, let's go. So it was really quick to start with. I'm always kind of a trial by fire person, like just throw me in and I'll learn as I go. I don't need to be like eased into it. So I found it best to come in during that market. But now I'm realizing, markets don't last forever. They're constantly changing and fluctuating. So I'm just having to adapt, which I think I'm pretty good at. And obviously you and all the education that you give us is what helps as well. But I think right now it's just that transition phase that I just got to get used to.
Okay, so pretend I'm not sitting across from you right now, and pretend Uriah wasn't already here.
Okay.
Why the team? Why the team, and why Howe Realty?
I will be completely honest with you. This is gonna sound superficial, but I'm talking about aesthetics, okay? Like, we have such a cool office, but I am just such a visual and kind of brand person. So even just logos and just the organization of everything, like that's what initially attracted me to Howe Realty. Like just kind of the presentation that it puts off. Again, I'm not trying to be superficial. I just, have been in situations in my life where how you present yourself is, it's that first impression, right? So I thought that was always just something that sold me. Aside from that, it's definitely that even though I said I like trial by fire kind of stuff, right, just being thrown in, there have been endless amounts of resources for me as a new agent, whether it's team members, whether it's trainings, everything. I just have all these resources at my fingertips. So I've never felt alone or, like if I have a question, who do I go to? That was really important as well. And overall, it's just a team atmosphere. Again, coming from the work environment that I was at in the healthcare industry, don't get me wrong, it was a team as well. But I wouldn't say that with the tasks we had to do on a daily basis, we got close enough to, joke around or spend time together that wasn't, it was kind of downtime or what have you. And so coming into the office every day, it's just I look forward to work, finally. I mean, I really look forward to waking up in the morning and doing my job.
Love it. Okay, so let me ask you this question. And this will be a fun one. So you're working with your fiance. You're trying to build some structure in your business.
Right.
He maybe is pulling you one way and you're wanting to do other things. So how do you guys make all that work?
Dude. Uriah and I are polar opposites, okay? I'm super OCD, I'm very organized, I have a schedule, structured, planned out step by step. And he is so, go with the flow, like relax, like just take a breather, you've been working all day, like just kick up your feet. I'm like, dude, no, we need to move, like we need to do X, Y, and Z.
Dude has a serious shoe collection.
Oh my gosh. We have rooms of shoes. I think the last time I counted, there were like 250 pairs. I'm not kidding. It's no. We could build furniture out of shoe boxes right now. That's the point that we're at. But no, working together. We've worked together before. It was when he was in fitness. He was coaching. I would work the front desk. It was fine. Very low kind of risk stuff, what have you. Now that we work together, I feel like I hold him accountable and he helps me relax because I can stress out very easily. So surprising, I know. So I feel like we really balance each other, but it is like a daily, okay, what are we doing today? What do we have to get done today? What are our goals? What's your schedule? What's mine? And it's just, truthfully, it's having to work at it day by day, because every day is different. I mean, in real estate, you don't really have a set schedule. You can try and plan your day as best you can. Then you get a call and everything is flipped upside down and it's different. So it's really just working at it 24/7. But I mean, God love him. But some days I'm like, step away.
And show me that ring, because you still said yes.
Too funny.
So let's talk about real estate pet peeves and what you dislike the most about the business, right? Because we all know, like, we all deal with people. People are people. We deal with people in different aspects of our lives. But regarding real estate and what you've experienced so far, what do you not like?
I ask myself, I'm like, why did I go from my past career to this career where I'm dealing with people about the most important things in their life? First, I was dealing with their health, which everybody cares about their health and prioritizes it. And now I'm dealing with people's homes, which is like, why did I pick the two most important things that people care about? Because they will get, they'll do what they need to do to get it done, right? I would say that my biggest pet peeve right now, typically because this doesn't happen to me, but I feel like I'm having to date because I get ghosted all the time. I mean, leads come in, you call them, you text them, maybe you have an initial conversation, it's great, and then just out of nowhere. And I'm like heartbroken about it. I'm like, what did I do? Why aren't you talking to me? So getting ghosted is really tough. I'm a little bit sensitive, so that hurts me. Other than that, I would say my pet peeve, and this is weird, but I'm a terrible driver. I am probably the world's worst driver. I have to tell clients, don't follow me. If we're going from one house to the next, I'm like, do not follow me. I am a terrible driver. I'm probably gonna hit a curb. I don't run red lights, but like I could. And it's just a disclaimer. I tell them, I'm like, look, do you have the address? Here's the address. You get there, you use your GPS. Do not follow me because I am the world's worst driver, and that's fine.
So Val, you've been working a lot on video, right, and which is why you're here right now, obviously. You're comfortable on camera. And so tell us a little bit about the two different channels that you have and kind of what prompted you to get those up and running.
Yeah, so Uriah and I started Winning with Williams, it's just kind of our way to let people get to know us. We try to play on the fact that, we're a real estate duo, a couple, and you kind of get 2 for 1, basically. So we did that Winning with Williams channel to just kind of start building a brand almost. But now I've branched off a little bit. I am so big on just the real estate education. Again, I've been in school all of my life. I really like to learn. I like to learn about things that I like to learn about. So I just like ways to make it fun, basically. But as I was studying for real estate, I realized that, a lot of people use YouTube as a resource. And I noticed there just wasn't a lot of Arizona specific real estate licensing videos to help study. There were a couple, but maybe it wasn't my learning style or somebody else's, or I don't know, it just wasn't it didn't make it stick in your brain. So because, again, with my background, my only job was to take tests for so many years and to pass them in order to get to the next level of my education. I'm like, you know what? I want to help people pass their real estate exam because it's not an easy exam. And there's nothing wrong if you have to take it multiple times, but it just gets daunting after that and you kind of start to doubt yourself. So I wanted to create value as a resource for people pursuing a career in real estate and getting their license, to use that as a study tool and a guide and create a really structured study plan so that they can go and take their school exam and their state exam and pass it on the first try. So I'm really excited about it. I need to film one of the videos today, actually. So it's coming soon, so stay tuned for it.
Yeah, so we'll plug that in the description on our channel for sure. Yeah. So let me ask you, how many times did it take you to pass your test?
It took me one time to pass my school exam and my state exam. And again, I mean, it's just, it all comes down to reps. I can't tell you how many tests and exams I've taken in my entire life. And so it just comes down to, even more than the actual content that really comes down to just kind of your mentality going into a test, how you approach it. So it took me once. I'll be honest, I kind of lucked out and got my license during COVID, so I got to take the school test at home, and they just gave you a proctor like via Zoom or something. So I didn't have to go into a testing center, which can be kind of intimidating. But I did it once. I got halfway through and I was like, oh, shit, I totally just failed this. And then I clicked submit and I was like, oh, okay. And so then I went on to the state exam. So I've got this weird brain. I pick up things quickly, but that's why I really want to help other people do it, because again, not everybody studies and learns the same. So I want there to be options for people.
I wish I would have had value. I think I took my school test 6 times and my state test another 6 times.
That's not bad.
So,
it's not bad at all.
Hey,
and it's like everybody says, C's get degrees. Once you have your real estate license, nobody asks how many times you took the test. If you have your license, you have your license. So
thanks for joining us today.
thank you so much for having me. This is fun.
Yeah, good stuff.